There's a specific kind of pain I see successful women struggling with every single day. You're high achieving, you're driven, you have good grades, you always care for others, and life rewards you for that. You have a career, and yet in a relationship, you feel like it's just not working out well. You feel like you're losing yourself quietly. And I'm going to talk today about this. What losing yourself really costs you, and why we successful women keep doing that, keep ignoring our needs, our desires for the sake of the relationship. Why the hope that is the driving force behind that sometimes is even not appropriate, or sometimes the energy and hope should be invested in another area for you to actually succeed in love. So let's talk about this today. I want to clarify one thing. Losing yourself in a relationship is not about being needy, being worthless, being stupid. It's not about being weak. It's about you over investing in a relationship. It's about loving deeply. It's about wanting to help the other person. It comes from a beautiful intention and heart. You are a woman that holds responsibility. You are a woman that can get anything done. And that is, this beautiful skill is actually the driving force for you to try to make the relationship work, either dating relationship, or you are, together with someone, you're engaged, you're married, you're trying to make this relationship work because you are such a high achieving woman, because you're so capable, because you're so responsible, and yet you feel stuck. Because in other life areas it just works out, but in this one, it's like a loop. The pain keeps coming back. Even sometimes it keeps getting worse, and you're thinking, what else can I do? What else can I do to have a happy love life, to attract someone who loves me, who chooses me, who is amazing? What else can I do to feel happy in a relationship finally? And we are going to talk about this here today. By the way, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to like this one, to subscribe, and also let me know in the comments if this is something that you faced before. If this is something that you feel like happened to you in a relationship where you lost yourself before. Let's discover together what losing yourself in a relationship means. And I'm going to give you a couple examples from my life because I've been there. I've been there. Losing yourself means not even sharing your needs and desires. I've been in a relationship where I felt I should not even say that I want him to pick me up, or I want him to pay for a date, or I should not even say when I felt hurt by his comment, because I was afraid that he will no longer love me. He will no longer choose me. And guess what? I didn't love myself because I didn't say it. I lost myself. And I remember one of my coaches told me there's no darker space when a woman abandons and loses herself. Because when we do that, we are our best friend. We are our number one support system. If we don't have ourselves, who do we have then, right? That's why it keeps getting worse and worse when we are in that down spiral. Losing yourself also means you become understanding instead of honest. Like, for example, when he stops earning money, there's a guy that isn't responsible, doesn't want to earn, doesn't want to pull his teeth together and go do the job no matter how hard it is. And you said being understanding, he feels bad. He's just tired. He should take some rest. And then he plays video games the whole day or watch Netflix the whole day. And you're just thinking, I understand him. He's triggered, he's tired, and I've been there too. And especially as a person, especially as a woman that's very empathic and loving, this crosses the line. It just crosses the line because it's just simply not fair. It's not fair to you. You deserve to be with a partner who is also capable, who works, who provides for you. And maybe you want to be a stay-at-home wife, or you want to have kids and just take a break of your career, or maybe you want to keep earning, but you just want a man that you can respect. And then using understanding instead of honest communication, even though it comes from a good place, causes you to lose yourself, to lose contact to what you really want. And again, I've been there too, where I took all of the responsibility on top of me, and I just felt more and more exhausted, burnt out, unsupported. I mean, it was just horrible. And one more example was, for example, I always kept slots open just in case he would call me, he would ask me out, or if I had something to do, I would immediately cancel it if he asked me out. Like, my calendar revolved around him. And in a healthy relationship, both people should be looking into, okay, when are we free? When would be a good time to meet, right? And especially for the sake of polarity between feminine and masculine, to have like this beautiful attraction. Usually the masculine is going to put the effort to be with you, to love you, to make you feel cherished and desired and supported. But in this way, it's turned around, it's completely turned around, where even like to a too much extreme point where your calendar completely resolves around him. And I remember I was even sometimes neglecting work or school just to be available, and you can only imagine that crosses the line way, way too much. And I had a rude awakening when a guy that I literally lost myself for, I never told him my needs, my desires. I tried to be so kind, and he told me, you are just good enough for some fun. He pulled away. He didn't even text me for 2 weeks. He told me I'm just good enough for fun. And in this moment, I felt like, what else is missing? Why is he not even reaching out? Why is he pulling away? Why doesn't he choose me? He literally even told me, yeah, I love my ex, but not you. You're just good enough for some fun. And I thought in this moment, but I did everything I thought that was kind. Even I didn't care about my own needs and desires. And in this moment, I also didn't know if I should cry or if I should laugh or give up. At the end, I ended up just feeling like a deer in a headlight, just frozen and confused. And that was honestly the moment for me where I was like, I've got to figure this out. And I hired a dating coach, and I had my breakthroughs afterwards. But I remember I just felt so frustrated and so confused why this keeps happening. Why am I not enough? Why am I not attracting success and love? Because in other life areas, it worked. Like, for example, when I was in school, sometimes I just ignored my needs of even sleep, and then I kept studying, and I was rewarded for that. Or also in jobs, sometimes we don't fully like say what we want, what we don't want. We just do what we're supposed to do, what we think is good, and then you know we get rewarded for that. But in relationships, it just works differently, it's not about being good enough, it's not about performing. It's about two people coming together and sharing the boundaries, what doesn't feel good, and sharing the desires, and kind of like putting it in a bowl together, and trying to meet each other's needs and desires. And yeah, sometimes two people are not compatible, they can't meet each other's desires. A typical um a typical example is one person wanting kids, the other person doesn't want it. It's not a match. The problem is that a lot of the times the men that say, I don't want a commitment, I don't want love, we can hang out but nothing more, they go to another woman and then they marry her, they commit to her, they give her gifts, they love her, they do everything for her, and they are in a happy relationship. And this is exactly what happened in my case too, and I really had to look inside. What was it I was doing wrong? Why did I give so much and I didn't receive anything back? And the truth is, in relationships, when we kind of lose ourselves, it takes away from attraction. And you can even imagine for a man, when he kind of loses himself, like he has a boundary, but he doesn't want to speak it up because he's afraid to lose the relationship, the attraction also weakens. So it's for both women and men. The polarity weakens, yeah? And also respect weakens. Because in relationships, it's not like in career where we kind of like earn something because we do a good job, we are more compensated for it. In relationship, we are mostly attracting someone who is a match to us, who is reflecting what we do to ourselves. When we respect ourselves, we are a really good match to a person who respects us. When we love ourselves, when we care for our needs and desires, we attract someone like that. So that is why in relationships there are so different rules and games. And I had to learn it the hard way, and then through a lot of support later too. And if you are right now experiencing that you're losing yourself in a relationship, either it's happening right now or it happened in the past, you're not alone. You're definitely supported, and I would love to help you find love and find fulfillment in your life. And for that, I have a free love audit call. You can reach out to me per email, or you can also just schedule the free love audit call where we can chat a little bit, and I'll be able to help you and guide you through the necessary steps for you to find love. Okay, so it's completely free. And then I have one more free gift for you, a free masterclass, especially for women who want to attract a top 1% man that chooses you, that commits to you, that honors you, respects you. And that masterclass shows you amazing tips and tricks and the pathway how you can attract exactly this type of top 1% man. So in this free masterclass, you will learn how to talk, how to embody being the match of a top 1% man that chooses you, that loves you. And it's not about getting the ring. It's not about the label. It's about getting the ring in a healthy relationship, in a relationship where you can be yourself. You don't have to lose your own needs and desires, your thoughts. You can be your authentic self. And it's also not about learning tips to perform even better. That is never something I want you to do. It's about learning this way of embodiment, that you are a match to someone and you don't have to perform, chase, lose yourself to attract love. You can just be and receive it, just like a flower just is, like a flower like that one, and attracts the bees. Yeah, it's about you leaning back and knowing there's no need for anxiety, there's no need for overthinking, sitting on the phone, seeing if he's gonna text me, did I say something wrong, did I wear something wrong. No, you can just be yourself, relax, just like a flower is just out there and attracts the bees, and you attract amazing top 1% men. Love can be actually so easy when we know what to do, and when we also have the embodiment and are the match of such type of men. And I had clients that reached that within a couple months. Sometimes it took longer, up to 2 years even, when there was lots of conditionings, deep trauma and beliefs. We had to do really deep trauma somatic work, so it really depends. But your life can transform so quickly. And yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit longer until you're like fully in a loving, committed, relaxed relationship, but there's definitely a way for you to get there. So even if you're right now feeling like it's hopeless, I am lost in this relationship or in my past relationships and I don't know what to do, it doesn't have to be that way, all right? Also, I'm putting in the description box a link for the pre-sale of my new course, Attract Your Loving King. I might actually change the name of it, but stay with me here. So the focus is in this course for you to give you the pathway of attracting amazing, loving men instead of men that make you lose yourself for them. This course is actually a little bit different than to my How to Date a Millionaire. The How to Date a Millionaire is like this whole package into from you going from single to engage, especially to top 1% men, and that just works on any type of man, loving man, not loving man. It just works on any man, like they're just like hypnotized. Yeah, because it actually, before men watching get angry, it actually is exactly what they want. It's like their dream coming true too. So it's always about a win-win in my life. We're never fighting against each other. That's the beauty of this world. What you desire desires you back. So that's that. And this course, How to Attract Your Loving King, is for you if you're single, if it's for you if you are dating, also if you're in a relationship and you just want to attract men who are loving, who are caring, who reciprocate, who also care about you, where you don't have to lose yourself in a relationship, but you can be yourself and he can be himself and you both care for each other. Because if you have a pattern of attracting relationships and men where you lose yourself, even though you will attract the ring and commitment and all of these things, you will probably still not be happy. Because when you lose yourself, I assume that you desire to just be yourself, to be loved and cherished, not because he has to do it just because otherwise he will lose you, but because this is who he is. He is a kind person. Okay, so there is quite a lot of inner work in this course and we're gonna tackle that together. I'll put the link in the description box for the pre-sale of that. Make sure to grab it, and let's just reframe it here. So not losing yourself is not about stopping to love. Actually, I've been there too. Unfortunately, I- that phase after kind of like when I gave you the story where the guy told me, "Oh, you're nobody. I would maybe have fun with you, but nothing more. I don't love you. Like, who are you?" And I just felt so put down and worthless. I closed my heart. I was like, I'm not gonna love anybody anymore. I'm giving all of you my, you know what. And I closed my heart and I was like, I don't want to love anybody. If someone wants to love me, fine, but I'm not doing that either. And did it feel good? No. I, I could not give love anymore. I could not receive love. And sometimes I even started attracting people pleasers, but that was just such a turn off. So the solution that I found later on and was to love from wholeness. The solution was to honor myself, to honor my feelings, keep an open heart, and attract someone who can reciprocate. To stop chasing the guy that doesn't want to do it. And also in a relationship, you kind of like have a little bit a different method than when you're single, but it's all actually the same because when you become a match to a loving man, men around you completely change. And 99% of my clients who are in a relationship already, when they use this method, their husband, their boyfriend, their fiance changes too. Okay, so again, I'm so excited for that upcoming course. You can already sign up as a pre-sale and attract your loving king. However, I think I'm gonna just launch it in a month or so. And if you desire urgent support, feel free to just book a free love audit call, okay? Also tell me in the comments if this resonates with you, if you experience that. Just let me know. Let other women know that you've experienced that. Maybe you overcome it, maybe not yet. That's okay. And if you enjoyed this video, you felt heard, you felt seen, you could resonate, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to not miss future videos, and also send it to any woman that might be going through this. So I see you in the next one.